That's actually the real hot take about Vitality. We don't really know that well how did you under pressure. They've only been in it twice, mate, ever. Like, it's like 2 times ever, and even then, it was like big finals, so the other team has pressure too. Right, let's go on. If we go now to my good point, it's actually going to be a really simple one, but I thought it was just a great one to bring up, which is that a lot of the discussion about Falcons was this weird thing before they got Monacy, where it's like, this is how you know people just sort of want, it's not even that they think Falcons are bad or can't be good, they want Falcons to be bad. Because, bro, one of the things me and Maui had to push back with Kassad for this, mate. He was even trying to, like, hold the line, like the last possible line of defense, that even adding Monacy wouldn't just make them immediate contenders. People were doing, like, still need one more player, of course, which, like, look, if you're memeing, that's funny. But I never got it myself, because it was like, mate, if I'm going back to the sort of low-bar idiots, it's just about shooting people. If we've proven one thing in this game, is that Nico and Monacy, you're already got a team right there, mate. Like, we could take those two, insert 3 people, and you'd have a chance in a best of 3. Like, I didn't think they'd be in every final or whatever like this, and they'd be like number 2 immediately, Chad. But to me, it was quite obvious they were going to become an immediate contender, and they could start cooking, especially after that PGL without Monacy. But you look now, my good point is, Falcons are legitimately world beaters. Like, as far as I can tell, they're already in the mouse category, mate. The only team that can't beat is Vitality, and even then, they've come even close to almost beating Vitality. That was the first event. They basically had it almost in the bag. It was actually kind of like amazing cinema, by the way. Like, the streak didn't end there, wasn't it? Like, it probably should have ended on that nuke game. So if I look at it, like, everyone was complaining when this Vitality streak began, I'll tie it in, of like, yeah, but it's just a streak because like, they have no one to contend with, do they? Like, Spirit needs a roster move, and then, you know, what's going on with Mouse with no IGL? What are you going to complain about now? Like, there's like 3 or 4 teams that legitimately, if you weren't Vitality, would be winning these events. Like, Falcons is right there. Like, by the way, they could even be number 2 right now for all we know. Like, maybe they'll improve at the end of this event. So, what do you think? My good point, Falcons are world beaters.
I think what the interesting thing with this for me is, like, obviously Modesty, without a doubt, better player than Dagster. But the issues with Falcons earlier in the year is like their their floor. Like, it felt like the fucking basement.
Oh,
some of the games,
yes.
It didn't look like put together at all.
Yes.
So the addition of Modesty, obviously he levels the pedigree of player, the firepower, and the cohesion with Nico. Like that's you know, he's bringing a lot there. But it feels like their floor, like maybe Modesty came in and built like a fake floor or something that we haven't seen just yet. But it feels like the floor for the team has gotten a whole lot higher, which is the biggest issue, because the team before, you know, they could have momentum games. And they had Bucharest, which was a great result. But just with seeing Monacy in the server with them, maybe it's just a mentality shift as well. By having a player like that, it kind of emboldens the rest of them to just be much more confident. But yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Running into the major now, it's Spirit, Mouse, Vitality, and Falcons. They're the top 4 teams, and that's a real conversation.
Which is a pretty healthy top 4. I notice people have started to do this now. Look, Vitality's beating everyone, so it makes it always look lopsided. That's a pretty good 4, though, mate. That's a pretty good 4.
Yeah, and I think like the any given Sunday type of mentality of a major. Getting into one of these pressure games in an arena, and it just those clutch rounds that normally go your way, Vitality stop going your way. Well, then like I think that the door is open for a conversation. So. Yeah, I think the key with Falcons right now is how do they bounce back after a tough loss? So, like, we're going to see them go up against Mouse today. Like, they could just win that series, but, you know, but like, let's say that they lose that, and then we look at their next event. Are they in Astana? Are Falcons going to Astana? No, they're not. So the next one would be Dallas, I think. Yeah. Okay, so
by the way, you can't catch a break. I'll even give them this, Chad. You can't catch a break if you're PGL. Your 2 PGL events, the one thing they've done is build up Falcons, and then they're not attending the third one. Then they actually have the superstar. Give me a break! Like, I'm building this narrative, fucker. Like, you can't get a break.
I think like it's good for Falcons from the fact that they get a break to practice and then have Dallas. But for PGL, they're having a rough go.
See, when you're reigning champion, for fuck's sake, come on, at least come to the event.
I think next year will be much better for PGL. Like once teams, because you know teams. Well, I don't want to get too off fucking.
No. They'll figure some deal out. I know what you mean. They'll figure it out.
No, well, teams will make their plans and actually think about their events as a priority. True. Whereas this year they didn't do that, so it'll be different next year.
Yes. Right, Maui. Is there any other topic we need to reframe? Oh no, you haven't done your point. Actually, you haven't done your point on. Whatever.
Technically, I haven't. I mean, it's just brief. I mean, they are absolutely world contenders. I mean, they're for having 7 match points against Vitality on Nuke and then not getting it over the line. It almost felt like a bit of a shame. It would have been a great coming out party for Monacy on the team in Melbourne, but.
By the way, though, mate, even though people do that, because people love the problem is when you see it on paper like 12-6 lead, obviously that looks unacceptable to lose. But if you ever watch how they lost it, mate, it was really fucking hard. Like Vitality was cooking on some of those rounds, mate. You know.
I'll be real. I mean, I watched the whole thing live, and then when we kind of went rethinking about it and looking back at it and seeing it was 12-6, it kind of didn't feel like 12-6 because I think it was like a money thing. Like I don't think Falcons always had the most. Like it was kind of like, and the way that Vitality brings it back to, in a weird way, you almost do feel like they like they had such a great defense that it doesn't feel like this is going to be for sure they're just going to crumble on the next round or something like that. Also, some of the rounds that in the comeback for Vitality, they weren't even close. You know, like Vitality, like it was like Tessus getting a few kills in a clutch and then falling at the last kill or something. But like other than that, Vitality had pretty darn good defenses in those rounds, so it never felt like, oh, Falcons just choked this one round over and over and over again. It was mostly favored advantages for Vitality.
Mate, if you're going to say it, like, Falcons choke, like, what are you supposed to do against that Zemu, like, 1v3? Like, he essentially just played it perfectly. The guy on top of the silos in perfect position. By the way, if I'm Falcons, I would run that back 100%, same exact position, just play it out again. Like that's you did that right. That would win any other team.
That's probably the one round that would be, like, the graffiti moment of that game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was nuts, wasn't it? It was nuts.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay. I mean, I could just get into it.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like if we want to reframe things, why not go to Aura Frames? Because right now they have an excellent deal that you could get in on for Mother's Day, and this is basically just one of the best gifts you can give a loved one, even if it's not your mother. But at the same time, you can get $35 off using code SANDB. That is spelled SANDB. On their website, Aura Frames, which is AURA frames.com. Again, promo code SNB. And yeah, this gift in general, I mean, this is something that my parents have right now where you're able to upload photos remotely. They can then see the photos on their Aura frame, wherever they want to put it, in their living room, what have you. And something about it in terms of just like, am I really going to text them every photo of everything that I'm doing all the time? Or is it easier to just upload these photos so that you can almost, slyly just say, hey, these are things that are happening. Yeah. And yeah, it's really easy to use. It's a fun way to just keep refreshing what they're seeing. And I'm sure that they're enjoying it. Well, actually, they have told me they've enjoyed it before. My parents have said that it's cool to have.
Oh, you have one, Chad?
Is this what you're talking about? Jason Moses O'Toole, he a couple years ago, he bought this as like a grouped gift for like me and Trace and Machine and everybody.
Right.
And
must be perfect.
Then we go.
By the way, that's the sort of thing. If you haven't given one, you should give one to your mom or something, Chad. Like he says, it's a great way to keep them updated on what you're doing and stuff, mate.
Yeah, I never thought of that because that's not a bad idea, Maui. That's actually a great thought. I might do that. Mother's Day's coming up.
It's just such a it's a ubiquitous gift. I mean, I don't see any real reason why people would just be like, yeah, there's no downside of the gift. Yeah, so no. Yeah, use our code, guys. Support the show.
Yes. By the way, the code does also work in US, Canada, and UK, so it's mostly like the Anglosphere. Sadly, not Chad's area, but it's all right. It's all good.
It's fine.
But no, I actually do think, by the way, people think I'm saying this just because of the ad chat, but unironically, that is actually, in my opinion, the best use of it, is if we're all gamers and we're all just off in our own, selfish little world, if you just do this, like Maui says, you're not really going to, fucking WhatsApp your mum, your pictures every bloody day or every event, are you? But you could just do it this way, where, as you're uploading to your Instagram, just upload your shit into that frame, and then they keep updating on what's going on in your life. And even better, even though you're just uploading to a cloud, it's simple, they're going to think, oh wow, that's so thoughtful, he's keeping me updated on my life. And actually they mistakenly will think you aren't just a narcissistic little gamer just thinking you get away with it all, guys.
Shit. Yeah, no, I might need that in my life at this point.
You notice how my angle wasn't just become a good person. It was like, just trick him. I even thought when you were saying that, Maui, of an even more evil angle, which is, I hadn't even thought of this, but if you're a kid who's at college, you could also just gaslight your mum and put all fake pictures of yourself in the library and shit, going to fucking student union and stuff. Meanwhile, you're just out partying all the time. Listen, you can also live a double life doing this, but, I'd recommend do it legit. Okay.
To start a secret family, upload.
I wasn't going that far. Okay. Okay, so it's now the modern 21st century solution to being the travelling salesman who has 2 families, Chad. He's like, no, it's all great. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Right, anyway, now that we've made that bad, let's go to the bad points. So, Chad, what is bad at the moment in CS?
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.